All right, time for another Nerdy Virgin podcast. My name is Joshua Snyder, and I did not lose my virginity until I was 32 years old. I'm currently 97 years old and feeling like I'm 104. Today, I'm recovering a little bit. I ate gummy bears yesterday at approximately 1 in the morning. I had already had dinner. I was not hungry. The gummy bears were not a necessity. It was not a life or death situation in which if I don't eat these gummy bears right now, I will die. It was not that situation. I did not need to eat the gummy bears. I chose to eat the gummy bears. But hey, small victory. I didn't buy the sharing size gummy bears. I bought the individual size gummy bears. And I ate the gummy bears and took a walk around the neighborhood, hoping that the exercise would cancel out the gummy bears. And I am probably going to pay for this today with an unpleasant BM. That would be my guess. That should be the name of this podcast, but it won't be. Feeling anxious, as per usual. Working on this notion that it doesn't matter what I'm worried about, I'm always worried. And that if it's not one thing I'm worried about, it will be another thing that I'm worried about. Constant anxiety. And really trying to just label it as anxiety, not try to stop it, just point out, hey, I'm worrying about this. I'm doing that thing again where I worry about this. Because as a friend of mine was telling me, this for step one is acknowledging it. And step two is succumbing to it time and time again and never finding peace and joy and hoping that death will be a release. Long step two, multi-part step. But just trying to acknowledge it. But I also think anxiety for me is an excuse. Because if I have all this anxiety, I use that as an excuse to not take action in my life and not do what I want to do. So it's a way for me to be safe. Anxiety is safe. Joy is the risk, people. Joy is the risk. Risking joy. So I just am pointing that out. That's all I'm trying to do right now. I'm just trying to point that out. I'm just trying to point that out and say, hey, I'm feeling anxious right now. I'm finding things to be anxious about. Finding things to be anxious. And you know what? Does it even matter? Does it ultimately even matter what I'm anxious about? It's just... If anxiety was a printer cartridge, it's just I'm taking out one color and putting in another color. I'm cyan worrying, now I'm switching to magenta worrying. Same thing over and over again. That is my that is my flaw. Always worrying. Always worrying. Can't let go of this, the Delta variant. There's a new version of the Delta variant, the Delta Plus, which I think is a subscription-based variant. Got to pay $13, but you don't get commercials. That variant. Enhanced content of this Delta Plus variant. I don't know why they don't just call it the isn't the next one after that Epsilon? Can I say I know they've switched over to Alpha, Beta, Gamma, naming the variants because they're trying to avoid the stigma of naming it after the place that it either started or it became prevalent. And I find it hilarious now because it is now that they are using the Greek alphabet, it kind of reminds me of fraternities and sororities. Yeah, the Delta Gamma Delta variant, the Pike variant, very nasty variant. Very nasty. That variant parties hard. But the Delta Plus variant, I keep telling people I'm worried that there's going to be a variant where it's going to evade the vaccine, and people keep saying, don't worry, with this new mRNA technology, they'll come up with a booster shot pretty quickly. And my response is, yeah, I know they'll come up with a booster shot pretty quickly, but can they come up with 300 million booster shots pretty quickly? That is my question to you, America, and the American medical system. Not known for expediency, though we are one of those vaccinated nations currently right now. So that's a plus. A Delta plus. Hey, I brought it back around. I brought it back around. So terrified about this Delta plus variant. Hey, I guess there's a drought in America. That's what I keep reading about. A drought in the West. And I don't know that the East has been known to have much more water. I think all we got left is, I think we got Lake Michigan. I think that's the only thing left. That's the only body of water left in America right now. We got Lake Michigan and about 100 bottles of Aquafina. And then we're out. A major drought happening. Oh, probably because of climate change, which probably also was the root of the pandemic. Everything going back to climate change. Hey, remember all those giant SUVs we were driving around in the 90s because we thought that was fun? We all thought we were going to go exploring, and we ended up just exploring cul-de-sacs and mini malls. Do we remember that? Well, I think we're paying for that today. Paying for that today. It is refreshing to worry about some other disaster, like the drought. Oh, okay, that's a nice change of pace. Maybe I should stop taking hour-long showers. Actually, I have. As some of you may know, the landlady has to turn on the water, the hot water, in order for me to have it. So when I've been getting home really, really late, I've just stopped calling her, and now I just take a really fast, cold shower. And my mother tells me that cold showers are healthy. Hopefully that's true. I don't know how I mean, I don't know when the prevalence of hot showers really became a thing. 19th century, 20th century, indoor plumbing, around that time. But I would think that the first 100,000 years or so of human existence, there were no hot showers. There were only cold showers. And that didn't seem to help the average Neanderthal who lived to be 5. I think hot or cold shower, not as important as vaccines, modern medical care, modern science. Probably trumps whether or not I'm taking a hot or a cold shower. The early settlers only had cold showers. That didn't seem to help them when the winter was oppressive. In fact, I would argue that only really made it worse. But then again, what do I know about medicine? I have a degree in theater. All I know how to do, because of my degree, is cry about not knowing enough about medicine. That is all I can do. Shall we go to nerd news? Shall we? Shall we go to nerd news? I keep locking my iPad so no one will have my secrets. My secret diary entries, where I say things that I'm saying in this podcast, essentially. Green Castle said for Apple's Liaison. Vincent Castle and Ava Green will headline the first Apple TV French and English original Liaison, which has been ordered a series. All French people suddenly said, "Josh, stop it. Josh, stop it." Cease and desist order. Can I say, though, I know it's wrong of me, but I love talking in a bad French accent. I just love it so much. I don't know why. It brings me, how you say, joy. It's not even a French accent. It's terrible. It's a terrible accent. I bring shame to my theater major. The high-stakes contemporary thriller explore... Can we stop using high stakes to describe any movie? Yeah, I saw that Transformers film. Remarkably low stakes. The world was not threatened. Basically, the Decepticons just filed a civil suit against the Autobots. They hired an attorney, not even a Transformer attorney, just a regular attorney, and they've settled. And it was, mostly, I don't know, 2.5-hour movie, a lot of special effects, a lot of money went into that movie. They didn't even fight. I mean, they sat patiently in court. I mean, there was one scene where Optimus Prime got a little riled. But yeah, low stakes film. Not a lot to lose on either side. Of course it's supposed to be high stakes. Hey, you know this new drama? Yeah, it's dramatic. Okay, good. Good, thank you. Thanks. All right, this high-stakes contemporary thriller. Good, because if it's one thing I don't want, it's period thrillers. I need a thriller where the main characters have iPhones. I heard, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that Apple will not allow bad guys in movies to have iPhones. Only good guys can have the iPhones. The bad guys have to have droids. Is that true? Because I feel like a lot of the bad guys, especially the intelligent bad guys, I guess it means in the world of cinema, you're doing an X-Men movie and you've got Magneto, and Magneto says we must destroy the X-Men at all costs. And he gets a text and he takes out his droid. And Sabretooth says, surprised, I pegged you for an Apple guy. Magneto says, I will never be an Apple man. I must only use technology that has open source software. I am a Windows man, and I was a Windows man, ever shall be a Windows man. Bill Gates is a mutant, and he will join our cause. He's there. He has the ability to make software that works most of the time. And because the software and the hardware elements kind of aren't all built the same way and at the same company, sometimes they don't always work well together. That's his power. It's a strange power. He has a power to make a machine that's fine. Not as streamlined as Apple, but that's his mutant power. He just had the ability to. We woke up one day and went, I can make a machine that does what it needs to do. Okay, this high-stakes contemporary thriller explores how the mistakes of our past have the potential to destroy our future as an unpredictable, multi-layered plot unfolds with espionage and political intrigue playing out against a story of passionate and enduring love. I have no idea what I just read. That doesn't say anything about anything. The mistakes of our past have the potential to destroy our future. That's, again, every movie. I'm pretty sure. I think there was a moment in Pee Wee Herman where he realized, if I make the mistakes of the past, I won't get my bicycle back. I'm fairly certain. The mistakes of the past. The mistakes of the past. And then, of course, there's all this back and forth happening, but underneath it all is endearing love. Oh, you mean the B storyline? The love storyline that is in every movie. Not every movie. There wasn't really a huge love story in 2001. I mean, there was a love-hate relationship between the astronaut and the HAL 9000. But that would have been, I don't know, maybe that would have been better for 2001 if there was a B storyline involving an astronaut and Meg Ryan. If they shoehorned a Meg Ryan, Billy Crystal-esque love story into 2001: A Space Odyssey. And rebrand it as a romantic comedy. And Hal says, "I'm sorry, Dave, I can't do that." And then the Meg Ryan character says, "Yeah, see, Dave, I can't do this either, Dave. It's me or the computer. Okay, Dave? I can't do this either." It's obviously they don't want to give anything away because it's a modern thriller. So we know that it's modern. I mean, they are doing that thing they do where they don't give anything away. That's, a lot of people would be like, great, don't give it away. Don't give it away. Maybe that's, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that is a good thing. They don't give it away. Modern political thriller. Although I like this 2001: A Space Odyssey romantic comedy notion. Dave, you're just going to have to choose. It's me or the monolith. I don't care that it's mysterious. I'm mysterious. Aren't I as complex as the monolith, Dave? You know what, Dave? Maybe you're the monolith. Maybe you're the monolith, Dave. Maybe you're the monolith. Okay, good. Ooh, this sounds dramatic. Padalecki gutted by supernatural news. Yesterday came word that Eccles is spearheading a supernatural prequel series about the early times of the character's parents. Eccles and his wife are executive producing the series, with Eccles' Dean Winchester character serving as narrator on the show. In the wake of that news, Padalecki has surprised many with a tweet congratulating Eccles, but making the point the news stories were the first he'd heard of anything about this, responding to Eccles, linking a story on the announcement with, "Dude, happy for you. Wish I heard about this some way other than Twitter. I'm excited to watch, but bummed that Sam Winchester had no involvement whatsoever." Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Drama. I would probably define this as low-stakes drama. Just a couple people irritated with each other. I'm sure they will iron this out. I'm sure they will mend this. I'm sure that they will come to some kind of an understanding. And 10 years from now, they will shoot the revival series, the limited series revival series. and everyone will be excited for it, and then they will premiere it, and everyone will go, okay, that was nice, and then they will move on. But this is, and I don't know, this is that part of that social media thing, I guess. Maybe I know this is a highly original take, but maybe there's too much social media. Maybe it was better when we didn't know how we felt about each other. Maybe the world was a better place. Maybe the Puritans were onto something. Don't show your feelings. Don't talk to each other. Bury everything. Plow your field and then die in it. Maybe that's the better way to live. I don't know. I never watched Supernatural. I heard good things about it. It's two brothers fighting supernatural things, right? I mean, I know that one of those guys, I think Eccles, was the voice of the Red Hood in one of the animated Batman movies that they produced. Opposite Bruce Greenwood as Batman, I believe. That was a good one. It was Batman Under the Red Hood. I enjoyed that. I think my favorite moment in Batman Under the Red Hood was the moment where Batman said, dude, happy for you. Wish I'd heard about the Red Hood actually being Jason Todd some other way but Twitter, but bummed that I had no involvement in this whatsoever. Isn't that really where the front lines are? Isn't that what Batman should be doing in this modern world? The whole war is on Twitter. Joker throwing out these horrendous tweets. Batman retweeting, hey, Joker. Knock it off, Joker. Riddler tweeting riddles. Everyone trying to solve the riddles. Fake Riddler accounts tweeting riddles that are obviously not as good as the Riddler, and then the Riddler getting obsessed over how do they... Now I've got to be the real Riddler because somebody grabbed the Riddler before I grabbed the Riddler because I wasn't the first to jump on the Twitter train. The Twitter train. What did I say? The Twitter twain? Twitter Twain. Mark Twain's much less successful younger brother. Twitter Twain. Wrote a story about catfish that didn't really go anywhere. Low stakes. That was the problem with Twitter Twain's writing. Very low stakes writing. Very low stakes. I think he wrote a story about a couple of autonomous robotic organisms that sued each other. Civil suit, not even a criminal suit. They weren't even in court. Their lawyers just came for them. There were no Transformers in this movie. It was just one lawyer representing the Autobots and another lawyer representing the Decepticons, and in between they had lunch together. There's a lot of Caesar salad in that film. Very low stakes. All right. I hope that they will overcome their differences. That sounded really sincere, didn't it? Really sincere. I'll tell you the thing that fascinates me when looking at all these shows, because it really is an interesting thing that these studio shows, which seem to be produced in a massive studio system, where I think it's the studio that owns the show, and yet at the same time, people, actors become associated with the character, and granted they may not be writing it, but they are certainly embodying it, and they do have. Over time, I think that, you can make the argument that they do have a sense of ownership, or that they do have at least a claim to it, or that, it is a part of them. And I imagine the root of this tweet, I mean, I'm no psychotherapist, but the root of this tweet is that there is this sense of this was something that we created. I was a part of this, and I want to be included. And the not belonging. That's really what's going on here. It's about not being invited, not belonging. Wanting to belong, wanting to be part of the tribe. Harkening back to the caveman days, where caveman 2 says to caveman 1, you mean you completed the cave painting without me? But we always paint together. You paint the guy, I paint the buffalo. And we did this because you're better with guys and I'm better with buffaloes. You mean to tell me you branched out? You painted the buffalo without me? Yeah, I saw the buffalo. I'll tell you right. I'll be honest. I could have done better. Because I know buffaloes. You know guys. I know buffaloes. I do buffaloes. You do guys. We had a good thing going. And then you threw it away. You threw it away. All right. But yes, in all seriousness, I do hope that they find a resolution. Because I do think that's where we all have to go. We all have to get to the point where we can forgive each other and where we can forgive ourselves. And then we die, and then it doesn't matter. And a million years from now, no one will even know that we were here. A million years from now, it'll be like the scene at the end of AI where the advanced robots are digging up the human civilization. And even if they do, it's highly unlikely that they're going to dig up my corpse and go, based on our assessment, he spent a lot of time worrying about the Delta Plus variant and tried to make light of it by equating it to an app-based entertainment source called Paramount Plus and Disney Plus. That's what he did. That is what he did. Why can't the robots from the future talk with a kind of Southern accent? I tell you what I think. I think the human race destroyed themselves. That's my take on it. Ben Kingsley was the voice of the robot at the end of AI, which makes sense because it was a solemn moment where he had to be compassionate with the young robot David. You know what AI needed? A romantic comedy subplot with a Meg Ryan-esque character. David, we can only bring back your mother for one day. Oh, you're going to choose your mother? You're not going to choose me. In many ways, I was a mother to you too, okay? You're going to go with your mother and not with me. She smothered you. I loved you. All right, that's getting off the beaten track. Where is Meg Ryan? I want more Meg Ryan. I always enjoyed Meg Ryan. More Meg Ryan, please. I always did. And I always, and I got to say, I remember she was in that movie Restoration, right? With Robert Downey Jr. And she had like this great supporting role. She played this she played, I think, what was it? This unhealthy, like this Irish woman in a sanitarium who he falls in love with in the middle of the movie. And she was great. Totally underrated. And then she got famous for the romantic comedies, and I think then kind of got shoehorned as I'm the romantic comedy person by people like me who constantly think of her as the romantic comedy person and use her persona in crudely improvised sketches in a podcast that sounds terrible because he's not using professional equipment. I'm part of the problem. What was the other one that the other one that she was fantastic in was Joe versus the Volcano, where she played 3 different people. Highly underrated. I think she's due for a comeback. She's due for a comeback. Maybe due for a comeback. That's my take on that. All right, what's some more news? What is some more news? Some more news, people. Dunham to direct Polly Pocket movie. Live-action feature film adaptation of the 1990s collectible miniatures brand, Polly Pocket. The story will follow a young girl and a pocket-sized woman who form a friendship. The project joins film adaptations of Mattel's Viewmaster, Barbie, Barney, Hot Wheels, American Girl, Dolls, and Rock'em Sock'em Robots, all in the works. The latter with Vin Diesel set to star. Well, I'll tell you right now, Vin Diesel needs to be in the Polly Pocket movie. It needs to be a buddy cop movie with Vin Diesel and Polly Pocket. And here's the twist. Polly Pocket is the stone cold killer. Vin Diesel is the pacifist. This is what I love about this. This feels so 1980s, 1990s to me, which is we can take anything and build a mythology around it to sell toys. Doesn't matter what it is. We will figure it out. What's this toy right here do? Oh, it's a foot massager / roller skate. That sounds incredibly dangerous. Yeah, it's hard to feel it. It's hard to enjoy getting your foot massaged while roller skating at the same time. You're trying not to fall, but at the same time you're trying to relax. It's highly dangerous. But we'll make a movie about it. We'll anthropomorphize it. A foot massager roller skate. And it'll be a character who has an identity crisis. What am I? Am I a skate or am I a massager? And it meets the blue fairy, and the blue fairy says, what if you could be both? Life is not black and white. The universe is not a simple thing. We are complex creatures. You can be both a massager and a roller skate. Incidentally, that is my sponsor for this podcast, the foot massager / roller skate, the massage skate. Now, this needs like a 1990s jingle. Do you like to skate? Do you like to get a massage? Well, now you can do something great. You can skate and massage at the same time. Massage skate, massage skate, massage skate, massage skate. It's like that, what was that? That skip it? The skip it? Skip it, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But the very best thing of all, there's a counter on this ball. Try to beat your very best score. We'll see da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, that. Remember the skip-its? It's got a loop. You put the loop around your foot, and then you hop over this ball. It's got a counter on it. You try to beat your very best score. And my prediction is that the average child would play with this toy for approximately 25 seconds and then move on to something else. This makes me want to Wikipedia it because before I start making fun of the skip it, there it is. A children's toy invented by Avi Arad. Wait a minute. Is that the... He's the head of Marvel. What are you telling me? The head of Marvel, Avi Arad, is the inventor of the Skip-It? You're kidding me. That's fantastic. That is amazing. Because he's killing it with Marvel. At least he appears to be killing it with Marvel. Gentlemen, today skip it, tomorrow the world. Invented by Avi Arad, Maggie Harvey, and Mel Kennedy, and manufactured by Tiger Electronics. The Skip-It apparatus was designed to be affixed to the child's ankle. Oh, that sounds great. I don't think that was the nomenclature they used. See, that's not as... those lyrics aren't as catchy. But the very best thing of all, there's an apparatus that's affixed to your child's ankle and spun around in a 360-degree rotation while continuously skipped by the user. Time magazine included it in their 100 greatest toys ever. The top 100 toys ever, the Skip-It. During its initial release in the 1980s, the Skip-It apparatus became a commercial success through its advertisements on daytime Nickelodeon broadcasting as well as other children's programming. It was based on 1960s toy Lemon Twist, which featured a lemon-shaped weight which was spun around the ankle. Oh, man. Listen, parents didn't always have iPads. We got to give these idiots something to do. They're driving me crazy. Here, take this weight and fling it around your body. Get out of my face. That's how you handle it in the 1960s. Here, take this landmine we found and tied to a rope and try not to die. I'll see you at dinner. 1960s. During a second production occurring in the early 1990s, that was referred to by then CEO as a Skip-It Renaissance. Because of the Dark Ages, many of the secrets of the Roman civilization, including the Skip-It, were lost. But thanks to the genius of Leonardo da Vinci, the great maestro, and his calculations, and thanks to the efforts of the Gregorian monks who copied by hand the instructions on how to build a Skip-It for generations, the knowledge was not lost. The toy was manufactured with a counter on the Skip-It ball to record the number of skips. As a result, sales doubled from the late 1980s. Some Skip-Its had colorful, glitter-filled and covered plastic decorations that can be slid on in order to make colorful patterns while being twirled about. Because we're cats. We're just glorified cats. Looking at the laser pointer on the wall, being amazed. We're no better. There were also ribbon streamers, charms, and stickers to decorate Skip-Its, which were discontinued sometime in 2009, approximately around the time when the iPad came out, and children went, "Thank you, we're good." We'll just go with this virtual reality. Although I feel like we're entering a world where there is virtual reality, and what are people doing in virtual reality? Playing with a virtual Skip-It. A version of the toy was featured in the Hong Kong martial arts movie Butterfly and Sword, where the character is seen playing with it. In 2013, a spin-off of the board game Twister was developed, Twister Rave Skip-It. Twister Rave Skip-It, which sounds like the best advice you could give somebody who's about to take drugs and go out on the night of town. Twister, Rave, Skip-It. Wow. Aviar, head of Marvel. Well, I mean, it's, he's made a career of taking something that at first everyone was like, what? That's not going to do anything. I bet there was a lot of that. Because, the first one they made was Iron Man, which was, I don't think, the most popular character at the time. in terms of popularity, I think everyone knew the Spider-Man and the X-Men from the movies, and Iron Man was more relatively minor. It takes a certain kind of genius to say, you know what, we can sell, what'll make millions of dollars? Having kids having kids twirl a ball around their foot. I mean, what can I say? The man knows what he's doing. The man knows what he is doing. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Here's my vision for the next Avengers film. Captain America will defeat everyone with a skip it. Well, he hasn't been wrong before. All right. Let's see. Johnny Lee Miller will play former UK Prime Minister John Major in the 5th season of The Crown on Netflix. All right. I know nothing about British politics. I don't know what this means. He was the Conservative Party leader and UK Prime Minister from 1990 to 1997. All I know, he's got a good last name, strong last name, Major. John Major. Wonder if there was ever a situation when John Major had to report to somebody named Minor. Here's your boss, Derek Minor. With our last names, it would be better if I was the boss. What? My name is Major. Your name is Minor. It should be the other way around. But that's not how it works. I'm your boss. I've been here longer. I'm more qualified. I have 3 degrees. It's a higher level position. Yeah, but my name is Major and your name is Minor. I mean, that's weird, right? No, it's not weird. They're 2 very common last names. Get out of my office. It's get out of my office, Major. Get out of my office. I watched the first episode. It's great. It's a great show. I never really got into it though. And no reason why not to get into it. I enjoyed it. But it's not really. There's no spaceship in it. What can I tell you? There's no spaceship in it, or a space station. It needs to have either a spaceship or a space station in it. Otherwise, I'm not there. Political intrigue. Babylon 5 had it. It's Babylon 5, but based on. Well, Babylon 5, one could argue. I think he pulled from a lot of major historical events in creating the fiction of Babylon 5. So that's the same thing. But one is on a space station. I need to see those occasional shots of the space station spinning and go, oh, okay, space station. I can keep watching this. Garfield, set for Mackenzie's Heaven. FX has ordered the limited series Under the Banner of Heaven, which is set to star Andrew Garfield and Daisy Edgar Jones. The story follows a devout detective whose faith is tested as he investigates a brutal murder that seems to be connected to an esteemed Utah family's spiral into Mormon fundamentalism and their distrust in the government. Woo! See, now there's a description of a show where we get the general idea, as opposed to a high-stakes thriller involving love. It's a high-stakes thriller involving love and people and cars. And I think there's a house at one point in the movie. And somebody's saying a line that with the word yes in it. I feel like Garfield is in every movie this year that's going to be nominated for an Oscar. Garfield is in every. I think Andrew Garfield will be in every Oscar-winning movie this year. That's my prediction for the 2022 Oscars. Andrew Garfield will be in every Oscar-nominated movie. Every single one. Playing a drastically different character. He's in the Tammy Faye Baker movie. I can't remember the name of the guy. It's a real guy. He's playing the real guy. Looks like he's doing a great job, by the way. Andrew Garfield, fantastic. You know what we need? We need a movie with Andrew Garfield and a movie with Meg Ryan, where they're not playing their typical roles. Something against type. What would they be playing? You know what? Maybe they're the astronauts in a remake of 2001: A Space Odyssey. And you know what? Meg Ryan is not going to play the traditional Meg Ryan character. She's going to say, Dave, do this. And Dave says, I'm sorry, Dave, I can't do that. The computer will be played by Andrew Garfield. Not the voice, by the way. He won't do the voice of the computer. Like, literally, Andrew Garfield will play the computer. He will contort his body into a square shape. He will spend 9 hours wearing prosthetics. Andrew, we don't need to glue these elements. You can just do the voice. No, I've got to become the computer. Andrew, you don't need to do this. You don't. Are you trying to compete with Daniel Day-Lewis here? Yes, I am. Daniel Day-Lewis right now is playing that chair. That's not Daniel Day-Lewis. That is literally a chair. No, it's Daniel Day-Lewis. That's physically impossible. That's not Andrew. I think you need help. No, I must play an end table. I will win the Oscar. Let him play the end table. Listen, it's a brilliant interpretation of an end table, all right? He's a brilliant guy. He's trying to stretch. Let him stretch. Why is there an end table on a spaceship? Well, this has gone off the rails. All right, let's see. Oh, my goodness. 47 minutes. It's been 47 minutes. How have I been talking? That's how lonely I am. I've been talking to you for 47 minutes. 47 minutes, my friends. 47 minutes, my children. 47 minutes. All right, well, I need to make some announcements here. All right? Another live show coming up. Another live show. When is my next live show? What is my next live show? When is my next live show? Another live show. Another live show. When is it? It is... Sorry, I'm being very bad here. Maybe I'll edit this out later. We all know that I'm not editing it out. It's not on the books. What happened? Maybe I don't have another. Maybe I don't have another live show coming up. Well, in a future podcast, I will have another live show coming up. I suppose what I could do is I could just tell you what it is right now. Let's see. Oh, yeah. That's so weird. Why didn't that show up? July 18th, 5 p.m. Sunday, July 18th, 5 p.m. Flappers Comedy Club and Restaurant. Yoo-Hoo Room. Oh, I see why. I didn't apply show details to the block. That's some inside talk. There we go. Yes, July 18th, 5 p.m., Yoo-Hoo Room, my next show. Nerdy sci-fi comedy with some amazing comedians, some special guests. It will be a lot of fun. And I hope you will come and enjoy. Well, I guess I should wrap it up. I can't believe it's been 50 minutes already. I really covered a lot here. Oh, I end the same way I always end. I want to apologize if I've offended anybody. Hopefully I haven't. And I wish you all the best of health. I'm going to go say, I wish everybody the best. There's no one I would exclude from that. No, that's not productive. That's counterproductive.